just about ready to go. I see some activity in the chat. How's it going, everybody? Are you ready? I think we're ready. And I think my guest is ready. And so, welcome back to another Techno Saturdays. I'm John Selway here on 343 TV. And this is a fun one. I've got a good friend many of you know, and you've seen him on here before, and you know him as a DJ and a producer in the world of techno. He's quite successful, and he's a good friend, and we've been working and collaborating for years and years now. And anyway, so I'll bring him on in just a moment. But here we are again, the usual almost daily 343 TV series. This is my day. Yesterday was Abe Duque doing some fun stuff with making techno with modular synthesizers, and that was really cool. I don't do modular really, so I like to watch him when he does it, so I can learn and sort of have. I want to play too, although I don't have any modules. But hey, you could do it in software, and that's great. I think he did some of that. 343 Labs brings you 343 TV. We're a music production school. And we're doing online courses, we're doing in-person courses. We just opened up a new location in New York City. It is great. We've got 2 big classrooms. It's all set up and ready to go. We had an Ableton Live user group the other night and a kind of housewarming party. Got to hang out and meet some people. I talked about physical modeling synthesis in Ableton Live, and it was a good time. And we have a nice community around 343 Labs. And if you're in New York or if you're in Berlin, you can come and check out what we're doing in person. We've got our online courses. We're beta testing a new subscription program right now, offering along with the subscription, once it gets running, there will be regular workshops you can drop into. There will be feedback sessions. There are office hours where you can ask any questions you need. We'll be bringing in guests from time to time. And actually tomorrow for the beta, I'm doing just a quick hour and a half workshop on electro, looking at some basics of electro, some sort of the background, the history, some of the early kind of beats and production elements you would hear. So it should be a good time tomorrow. And in October, I'm going to be doing for the 343 studio subscription beta, a collaboration workshop. That's another thing we're doing with that subscription idea. And hopefully all goes well. My guest today, Christian, will be joining me. And today we're kind of, talking a little bit about collaboration. And, that's we've had a good partnership for a lot of years, and we have a lot of experience working together. So we're going to talk about that for a little bit. And, you might remember, if you've been watching for a little while, we did a Techno Hooks episode together where we came up with some new ideas. So we're going to take one of those ideas that we did that time and then start banging it out, start arranging it, start fleshing it out, figuring out what we're going to do with it. So it should be a good time. Before I bring him on, one last thing to mention. As usual, we have a giveaway, and I believe it is our Arturia Effects plugin of choice this week. So look out for the link here in the chat. You can join in, give us your email, and then you'll be entered for the giveaway. And of course, our Discord and website links are in the description. If you haven't already done so, please check us out. Subscribe, please. Like us or not, I don't care. I'm just happy that you're here. And without much further ado here, let's bring in my good friend, Christian Smith. What's up?
Hello, everybody. Glad to be back.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I'm really happy that we get to do this regularly, and it's keeping our kind of momentum going in a way, right? So,
of course. And you know what? It's nice to be able to give something back and, give our expertise or experience that we've acquired throughout the years to other people.
Sure. We're just going to keep on doing it. I want to acknowledge the chat. Usually I do that right off the top, but let's say hello to see who is here. I thought someone was in here first, but now I don't see it. But then, Functor was second, so welcome, congratulations. Virtually Jay, hello. Virtually Jay remembers a remix we did back in the day, Step Back for Slam.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was definitely like a big, like heavy, but it still kind of had a big uplifting feel to it, right? It was really
But
kind
you know
of
what?
grand sounding.
I remember when we were working on that one,
Yeah.
we were listening to this tribal loop the entire day, and both of us were sick and tired of the
Oh,
remix.
totally.
But when we rendered the track, when we were finished with it, we were like, yeah, this is pretty average at best. And then it became a big hit.
Sometimes
Who knows,
you just
know?
don't know.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
I'd forgotten about that, but now that you bring it up, I'm thinking of that day. And like sometimes when you're working on music, especially repetitive music, you just hear the same thing for hours, and it can really beat you down.
Also, I felt a bit bad because this was before MP3s and sending files back and forth. So Slam sent me a CD with the parts of Step Back, and I was at a travel agent, and I had a CD in the back pocket, and I sat down and I broke it.
Oh.
So I had to ask Slam to send me the parts again. Anyways,
we don't have those problems anymore.
No, we don't have those problems for sure. No.
That's funny. Let's see who else is in here to chat. Pavel, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Some familiar names: Martin Crockett, John H. Kingston III. Hey, from Rockaway Park, New York. He's always around. New Drexian, welcome. William Mindreaders, hello. Long time no see. That's right. Simple Sam is back. And Maurizio Denardi, hi from Berlin. That's a new name. Welcome. Nice to have you here. And Danny G. All right, I got to do this one. Thank you very much for calling me a goat, which, all right. We won't need to go there. I think our collaboration together, we've done some good tracks and that I'm proud of. So
likewise,
we want to include Christian.
So.
We want to include Christian in that. Martin Crockett is here. Le Chambre Quatre. How do you say 46 in French? Quatre something. And of course, our 343 Labs representative is here. Pretty sure it's Thomas. He's going to be posting info in the chat for you as far as giveaways and things like that. And Bug Tank. Yes, you're both back. Yep, that's right. There's a whole lot of names in here. I'm going to stop for now. Abe is here. Hello, Abe. Glad that you're here. I didn't chime. I just sort of had you on halfway yesterday. I was just sort of checking in and out. I didn't join in the chat, but thanks for joining us. And right, let's start to get down to brass tacks and see where we are with this track, and then talk a little bit about our collaboration kind of things that we usually do when we're getting together, like what are our roles? And that's part of collaborating, is figuring out who's going to do what. And
very true.
Whether you're in person or remotely, different people are going to have different strengths. They're going to have different ideas, different instruments, different DAWs even. That's the kind of stuff that's going to come up in the collaboration workshop. And, every situation is going to be different, but, let's just talk a little bit about that as we get started with our track that we're working on. So that's not it. That's it. Do you remember what this sounds like? It's been a little while.
Yeah, not really, to be honest.
Cool. If I recall, it's quite heavy. It's quite banging. Like we've got a banging, jacking beat to turn into a track. So let's see what this sounds like. Oh.
Oh yeah. This is good. I like it.
I'm just gonna dance to this for like. All right, that's peak time.
Yep, for sure.
Now, what are we gonna do with this?
Well, we have. I guess the main hook is that that distorted synth, and we don't need. I don't know. We could either keep it simple and just make like a rhythm track, but I think we need a little bit more, like maybe another sequence that changes over time.
Right. I'm thinking about it. This sound, that main heavy distorted sound, we found just randomly going through presets. And I think, we were talking about how do you make a hook or whatever. And sometimes you just stumble upon things that work. And
also this hook, for example, we can just filter up and down.
That's true.
So we have some things to work with here.
So this sound,
yes,
there's sub in it. There's a lot of bass in it. But it also has like kind of a lead bright element, and it's also percussive. I mean, that happens a lot in techno where one sound will serve the purpose of many different instruments. I took a look inside of the preset. Where did it go? It's in this rack. Oh, and I've got an operator in there layered to give it some fullness on the low end. But just this pigment sound. It's kind of a complex sound, and it's a little bit hard to tweak. I don't want to break it though. Like that's a thing. Like tweaking the parameters of this.
No.
Yeah.
Let's just use an external filter on top of this.
So
and that way we don't touch the sound. You know.
I think that makes sense. We're kind of treating it as if it's a sample in a way.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to modulate every single parameter of the synth, because since I didn't make this sound, I feel like we might lose what's really good about it if we start fooling around too much.
Totally agree.
All right, so let's
just get started. Did you compress the sound yet?
Yeah, it's got some EQ and compression on it. Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, I'd package it a little bit, because you don't want to have the spikes of volume and stuff.
Right. I'm not too worried about the mix right away. That's another thing. I talk about electronic music and techno and certain styles. The mixing and the composition and the sound design all kind of happen at the same time.
Yes.
Because sometimes if you make a track and then you go back and then adjust the whole mix level thing and do all the EQs to clean it up, you lose something. So in this case, I like the raw energy of it, and I know it's not perfectly like compressed and EQ'd, but I like it, so I don't want to mess with it too much.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I mean, that's pretty basic. That's the easiest thing in the world you can do. And cool. Let's hear what that sounds like with the beat.
Sounds awesome.
That already could just be the beginning of the track.
Yeah.
All right, so sometimes it's just a little too easy, Christian.
But this is all you need. I mean, like, it depends what kind of track you're looking for, but with a track of this energy, we don't need much more. I mean, like, it depends. If you want to go more commercial, you would add some rave sounds and stuff, but I feel no need. I mean, this hook is strong in itself, and it carries the track. You know, I think it's fine. But what I would add is maybe use a 808 ride, or that we can put a flange on, so things change over time. What do you think about that? On one of the percussion side. I'm sorry, I was just reading the chat. You said an 808 or a ride cymbal? Yeah, let's add a ride cymbal.
Hold that thought. Right?
Okay.
Hold that thought. At the same time, we're kind of juggling two things here. We're making a track together, and you're seeing our dynamic together as collaborators. And I'm at the controls, right? I'm the one with the computer. I'm doing the live stream. You know, I've got the sounds, right? And then Christian is remote, right? And he might be in the same room with me, but we still have a similar dynamic in the same room. And Christian is perfectly capable of sitting down at a computer with Ableton Live and making beats and making bass lines and laying ideas down, right? We in our relationship, sort of traditionally, I've taken the controls a lot, because most often we were working in my studio, but also do you think it's safe to say, like, especially early on, like, I would do things a little faster in the beginning, and so I just ended up kind of jumping in? Is that kind of...
No, well, you were always technically more inclined than me. You know, you're one of the first people who I know that started working with just software programs making music. You know, you used Fruity Loops back in the days.
Sure.
And you know, you're teaching this right now. That's just, you know, hello.
So that's,
you know, you're good. You're good at this.
And that's part of the thing about talking about collaboration is, like, what are your strengths and your weaknesses? I mean, I think Silvano Cortazar here asked this question, or talk about your strong skills and weak skills. And that's kind of what we're getting at here, is that, you know, we each have things that we're really good at, and then we want to find out what those things are and then fit them together in a way that works for us.
Yes.
Martin Crockett is asking, do you find that 2 collaborators works better than 3 or other? I think it depends on what you're going for.
I think yes, because when you have too many people in the room, just making decisions, is not very concise, and just 2 people. If the 2 people have a good synergy, good workflow, it goes much faster than having 3, 4 people.
Right, but then what about bands?
That's true. Hey, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's just saying, in my opinion,
Yeah, I think too is the more variables there are, the more difficult it's going to be. I mean, I played in a band in high school in the beginning of college. We were a ska kind of punk, hardcore rock. I don't know. It was all sorts of stuff, and we had epic band disagreements, and then actually. This is a funny question from our friend Abe. What happens when you strongly disagree in a collab? And I think he's asking that question because he knows something about us, probably.
No, it's funny. It's funny. I remember this was like 20 years ago. John and I were working on a track, and we got into a strong physical. We got into a fight.
We yelled at each other.
We got into a fight over a stupid hi-hat. Like, should this be an 808 or 909? And we ended up arguing for like 10, 15 minutes, and it just kind of like dragged everything down. But in time, I've learned that to focus more on the big things and let the small things go. And then, but this is also growing up. We were very young back then, and
sure.
we just wanted to bring our points across.
And we were probably exhausted and hungover.
Well, we were hungover more often than not. Yeah,
or maybe we hadn't eaten dinner yet, and so we were hangry.
Many variables.
Simple Sam says thumb wrestle for it. So next time we have a disagreement, we'll just whoever wins gets to choose.
Rock, paper, scissors, huh?
These are fun questions. This is good. All right, let's listen to this again. So we're going to add another element here, I guess. Well, let's listen to what we've got with the beats. So this is all the drum sounds. So you're saying a ride cymbal with a flanger?
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you. I think I know it's going to work. There's no point. There's no point at all in arguing with you about that.
Yeah, but we stopped arguing, I don't know, a good 10 years ago, I think, I would say. It's
even
like
more.
Yes, like, but when you're young, when you're just kind of starting out, you're very ambitious, you're very passionate. We're still passionate,
sure.
But we're just more relaxed now,
Definitely.
And this makes collaborating much more easy when you don't have anything to prove, I feel. And I've collaborated, as have you, with many other people too. And one thing I want to say, I've learned so much from different artists. I also, last time I was in New York, I worked with Harry Romero, who was a fantastic producer, a really nice person.
Oh, I'd love to have him on one day. That'd be great.
You have to
think he would do it?
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
And at one point, we made like 3 tracks in 2 days or 4 tracks. And then I told him, hey, man, I really like your workflow. You work as fast as me because I work really fast too. And then he said something really interesting. He said, you know what? We've been around long enough to identify when something is good and move on.
Yeah, definitely. That comes with practice and experience.
Yes. Because a lot of producers, they doubt themselves and they end up fiddling around in one sequence for like 2-3 hours. Where it might have been perfect from the very beginning.
Absolutely. And there's definitely times when I've made something and I'm like, I'm not sure if this is good, and then I'll fix it or I'll change it or whatever, and then I'll come back and then I listen to it again and I'm like, well, the first one was really the best one. I should have just gone with that and moved on instead of making a big deal out of it. So even when you're working by yourself, that's something that you need to kind of remember, that sometimes your original the inspiration you had for your first idea, just go with that.
Yes. Yes. Keep the workflow. As long as you're happy, just move on. Cool. But it's also like what you said. It's also important to experiment a little bit. I'm not saying that fiddling around is a bad thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes it does get better. Anyways, let's move on. Let's. Yeah.
So there's a 909 kit loaded up in here already, so I can just. There it is.
Okay.
And I think this kit already has some effects added to it, so I'll just tweak what's there.
What about using the 808 instead of 909?
Oh, so something thinner.
Yeah, because all of our other drum sounds are kind of 909.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so let's do that. Let's find ourselves.
Mix it up a little bit.
Let's find a ride, or just, I mean, you know,
like a thinner, different frequency range hi-hat is good for the mix tone, you know.
That one's a little soft sounding somehow. Let's just take the basic 808 kit from Live. I'm not going to use anything fancy, and it's just easier to get going this way. We'll have to process this a little bit, but
yeah. But
what do you think? Eighth notes, quarter notes,
quarter notes. What eighth? Wait, eighth. Sorry.
How about?
Because if you want to put a flanger on it, it needs to be regular, you know.
Oh, I see. You want to have that kind of sweeping up and down white noise sort of effect going on.
6th to 16th, I would say.
That might be too much. Let's see.
Okay, let's see. Yeah. And the attack is a bit strong, so I guess maybe a bit distorted.
With sampled, I do this with sampled rides sometimes. A lot of times you'll hear the ride like re-trigger or the sound re-trigger. I want them to overlap so that it sounds all kind of whooshed out.
Exactly.
And then,
but you do that by cutting off the attack.
Hold on. I'm going to be really nerdy right now. And this is where Christian starts to get annoyed at me. Like, what is he doing? Why are you? You hear it?
What if you
they're detuning a little bit.
I know, but what if you make the attack a little softer as well?
Oh, okay.
You roll up the attack a little bit. Better, right?
We have to hear what it sounds like with the beat.
That's true. Good.
Okay.
Good. And now a flanger.
Not using, again, I'm just going with what's easy today. I'm using all live devices. It's so much faster.
Of course.
Pitch and modulation, chorus. No, I want phaser flanger. And where should I drop it in? Before the compressor? I don't know. Let's see. All right, slow it down.
Very slow, yeah.
And I'm going to offset the phase so it's in stereo.
Sounds much better like that. Yeah, you hear it moving around. It's nice, huh?
It helps in the mix too. It kind of opens up the space for the hi-hats that are more in the center.
Yeah.
This is true. Abe says I like to take my nerd time.
It's not nerd time.
And nerd time is the best time. Come on. we're all nerds about something, definitely. Hey, Max is in the house. What's up, Max? What were you saying, Christian?
I could hear like just a stab. If you can make a stab
of what,
and
like
use
a
that
chord
maybe
stab, or like
yes, use it like 4 times in the track. That's all we need.
Well,
then we start ranging.
If you were at your computer and you were saying to yourself, "I want a chord stab," what would you do? Like, what synth would you reach for? Would you go for a sample? Like,
there's either way you can look at it. I mean, like, there's hip hop. There's a lot of cool hip hop stabs from hip hop sample banks. But now, as I have you here, let's create a stab on a synth.
All right. Well, we have a couple of synths left over from the last session that we're not using for this.
Okay.
So I could try to find, all right, we don't want an organy sound. Something like that.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
And package it really strong, you know?
Like compress the heck out of it, put
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
effects on it.
we have to, exactly.
Okay, we're getting, let's just throw it in there and then tweak it.
Yeah.
What notes are those? C sharp.
It's funny. We're actually composing a track that we can release.
No, but why wouldn't we? Why would we do a track that we wouldn't release?
I know. No, it's just funny that we're streaming live and we're making a track and
we're talking about how we collaborate
and people making comments, asking questions, and it works, you know. And why
it's
not?
Great.
Yeah, I love it. I do it earlier. The placement.
We're gonna argue about this.
No. Let's see. I think you will like it. What I'm thinking of. A bit earlier. It's still completely off.
This is this spot where we're at right now is another thing to consider when you're collaborating. It's like, whose musical idea is, like what's in your head right now? I don't know. How are you going to convey that to me, especially remotely? And if you, what if you're a person that doesn't like play instruments and, or you're not comfortable singing it? Although I have to say, don't be afraid to use your voice, because sometimes the easiest thing to do is if you have a rhythm or a melody or an idea in your head, try to do it with your voice, because maybe you can't play it so easily or you're not sure how to program it, but someone else does. Just sing it. So, and you've done that. And the other thing I used to do, I remember, was you would be like, oh, I have an idea for a bass line. I'm like, okay, here's the keyboard. Just peck it out, do your best, and then we'll get it in there and then we'll fix it. So that's another thing is that your idea, you might have your idea, but and you're trying to convey it to your partner, and it's not, sometimes it's better just to get close and then don't worry about how perfect it is. And then together you can decide, all right, let's move this here, let's quantize that, let's transpose this up. So, and that's definitely how we do it.
No, you're right. Communication is very important, and being able to explain yourself and put your point across. But this comes with time. I would put this chord right after the kick drum. Where is it?
You mean on the 16th note, right after?
Yes. Yeah, let's see. Yes.
Really? All right. It depends on the sounds too.
This is not going to be a looping sound. We're going to use this like 4 times in the entire track, just to break up them.
How about there?
That's fine too.
The reason why I chose that was because there's no other sound happening on that beat.
Okay, makes sense.
So it sticks out more. It's not getting covered up by the heavy distorted thing that's the main sound.
Let's put a big reverb on it.
Bigger than that.
That sounds good.
Let's give it its own. I mean, this isn't even mixed yet. Can we sample that?
Sorry. Yes.
Seriously. Speaking of samples, I don't know if this is going to work, but I just happened to have that on there. I don't know. I was thinking about tribally loopy techno recently, so I'm not saying that we could use it, but it may be a layer of percussion in there would be cool because we can play with it.
Let's give it a try.
All right.
Why not? That's the thing. You try out. Everything is worth a try. And if it works, it works. And if not, put it in. And then see. The only thing I'm worried about is that this loop might make the track too busy.
Right.
And take away some of the elements.
It won't be as jacking.
And the raw. Exactly. But maybe not. Let's give it a try and see how it sounds.
First, I'm going to find a better reverb for this chord stab and pump it up a little bit. Like, how can we make this thing sound stronger? I mean, this sound was already like a decent, simple, like sawtoothy, bright stab. So I'm not going to mess with it.
What synth did you use for that?
Oh, it's Live's Wavetable.
Okay.
But I mean, we could use almost anything for this. Wavetable's good though for techno because it's so sharp. It really it's precise and it cuts through. It doesn't sound vintage, right? Even if you do like a simple subtractive sound, it still has this modern, clean, sharp sound because it's wavetables.
Nice.
All right. let's pump it up a little bit with some saturation. Whoa, that's too much. Let's turn that down.
Yes.
Just want to be slightly brighter. And let's play around with the hybrid reverb. Big,
but not huge.
Not like,
something.
Not huge, he says.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go through some presets. That could be good.
No, but it colors the sound too much.
Well, that was all wet. See?
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to try it without the saturator. Maybe.
No.
You don't like it?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not crazy about it.
Better?
That's better.
So you like the cleaner reverbs?
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I do. I like distortion stuff, but also let's add a delay to this as well. Maybe a ping pong delay.
I have one here on a return. I don't know.
A faster one.
All right, let's try.
And do ping pong for the stereo effect. It's always nice.
Okay.
Ping pong is a funny term for panning delays, huh?
Back and forth.
Yes.
Bouncing left to right. It makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Oops. Fast enough?
That might be too long. That's nice.
It's messy. And
yes.
I think it's because of it's so syncopated.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's. We don't have much time. We have half an hour. Try adding the drum loop, and then let's try to get some kind of arrangement going.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't have super high hopes that this particular loop is going to work with this groove. But
me neither.
It's just it was randomly. I had my turntable set up here. I was just playing around, going through some old records, and how old school is that? With your 909, thank you for letting me hold on to it. I know you want me to sell it. I know. And then I have this old Tascam that this is also borrowed from an engineer friend here in the city because mine died. And then, yeah, we got the old underground resistance slip mat on the 1200s. Like, this is like 90s techno on a table. And then actually, I want to point out one more thing. I got this as a gift from my wife. This is a little zippered bag. And the picture, this is like a toy synthesizer that I had when I was a little kid in the 70s. It's called Amigo Muson. So this is like... I love having this around as a little reminder of that was really like what got me started with like playing with synths was when I was like 5 or 6 years old having this little toy synth. So anyway, I found this random white label and I that's where this loop came from. This is stolen. This is from someone else's record. Just letting everybody know.
Yeah, but they sampled it as well.
Well, so, right. We're sampling a sample basically.
Exactly.
So there's probably a little bit too much going on in this loop. Like if it was just the hand percussion without the hi-hats, it might work better.
Yeah, but you know what? You can just sidechain it heavily.
Well, I was also thinking about if it's just the texture of it.
Yes.
I mean, we'll see.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to try it first with...
I like it.
But does it work with the other stuff? It works by itself.
Put it with the distorted sound. Not. Oh, that's not so
fine.
important. It's the other. It doesn't.
It's a different style now, right?
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't like it anymore. It's like it works, but it's a whole different direction.
How about that? This. We're going to do another track with the same drums in this, and a whole new synth on top.
Sure.
All right. So that we got 2 tracks started. Let's check in with the chat before we do a little bit more work.
Sure.
I want to acknowledge our friends here in the chat.
Of course.
This is the halfway point. 343 Labs, 343 TV, Techno Saturdays with Christian Smith and yours truly, together again, collaborating. Don't forget to join the giveaway if you haven't already for the Arturia effects plugin of your choice. Check out our Discord. Join the community there. We do sample challenges. We do other events. You can get feedback on your music. You can meet like-minded producers. You can talk about collaborating. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And check out our links for 343 Labs, both in New York and in Berlin, for info on our upcoming courses. And now, let's see what's going on in the chat real quick. Shelly Johansson asks, what if you use the loop as a fill before the drops so it doesn't make it too busy, like Christian said? That's a good question. Now, I think we're probably not going to use that in this track, but that is true. It doesn't have to loop all the time. Sometimes you could just throw it in for a bar as a change and then take it away. That
Hi, Shelly.
very, very well could work. Is that someone you know?
Yes. She's a up and coming producer. Has released on Octopus.
Nice.
And, I think Bedrock, a bunch of labels, and a very good DJ as well.
Awesome.
From Toronto.
Well, yeah. Welcome, Shelly. Thanks for joining us today, and you know, hopefully we'll get to meet and talk about music one day. Let's see what else is going on here. Simple Sam asks, could it work if you only use the high part of the loop? Possibly, but we already have a lot of high frequency percussion.
Exactly.
So
We don't need
it'll
any more.
fit in the mix better, and it won't interfere with the bass and the chord. But let's just try it real quick, just to satisfy the question. So. I've totally forgotten which. There it is. Kind of does it. But you're right, it doesn't interfere as much. But then it's sort of a taste thing, like, do you like it and do we need it? But let's do without it for now.
You know what? I had one idea for this loop. What if you use the very last part of the loop and just cut the rest out?
Shorter loop.
Two last notes. Don't. The last two. No. Not like that. No. You play the whole loop.
Cut it.
But you play the whole loop. Yes, you cut it. You just. You hear the 2 low ones. Boom, 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 boom. Yes.
Kind of like that, but
Let's
filtered maybe.
Yep, exactly, filtered.
I automated the wrong thing. Sorry. I used the track volume instead of the clip volume. Let me fix that, because don't do that. It's really annoying. We want to go clip, gain. That's what we want. All right, that makes sense.
It works, right? But no, still no.
Right. We'll have to.
Works.
We'll have to. It might be that we want some kind of other percussive element in here at some point, but let's go ahead without it.
This makes it too housey as well.
Got it. That's the other thing. We want like banging. We don't. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, let's move on. Let's get started with the arrangement.
So it's funny. We're getting all these different opinions about whether the loop works or not in the chat. The chat's collaborating with us.
Exactly. Good. Why not?
I did this last week. I actually had some people give me some ideas to try in this electro thing that I started, and they gave me some texts to say to the vocoder and stuff like that, because I always get stuck on that. I'm terrible with lyrics.
You're way too critical with yourself. You know?
Yeah, but it's part of it. Like when it comes out and I'm happy with it, then great. If I don't love it, then why do it?
Yeah,
do it if you like it. Cool. So should we just lay this out in the arrangement view and see what we can do in the next 15 minutes, maybe?
Yeah. Just get started at least, you know.
All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and. That's enough. Back to arrange. Let's also, there's a bunch of sounds in here that we're not using. I'm going to save this under another name so we don't lose all those elements. And let's just get rid of everything that we're not using. The loop is still there. Just why not? I accidentally recorded some automation there. You can see also on this main sound, I was using clip automation to control when that reverb send hits that downbeat. So that automatically recorded everything into the arrangement. We have to remember to copy this when we arrange. But let's do, that's 8 bars, right? That's good. We're going to do subtractive arranging. We'll take these 8 bars and then just duplicate them out. Oops. Dead air, Christian. How long do we want to do this?
5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. There it is. How are we starting? Let's start. Should we start with just the drums? Should we start with the chord stab early? Like what?
No chord stab. We leave that for later. No hi-hats.
Right.
But the main hook,
we got to get into these guys.
That's distorted sound. That should be in there from the very beginning, but filtered down.
Sure. Okay. And that was what we played with first. That's kind of the main moving thing, right? The main thing to automate.
Yes.
And
yes.
Is that still soloed? It is. All right. Definitely no rides have got to go.
Yeah, exactly. No hi-hats.
With all these tracks. There's way more tracks than it seems. All right. There's the ride. We have 2 short hi-hats. Let's get rid of those. And then there's the upbeat 909, the typical Techno 909 hi-hat. Actually, there's 2 of them, aren't there? There's a clap.
Yeah, we don't need the clap in the beginning. Just like that. Filter down, you know? Yes, perfect. Filtered up slowly, but not all the way. Maybe like 30% over like 1 minute's time.
We're like doing what we always do.
Yeah, and I would say add the clap coming up. I can't see where, but
here,
here, yes.
Yeah, I like adding automation breakpoints as we listen, almost like I'm just turning a knob, because I didn't take the time. You could also just map a knob, but I didn't do that.
And don't open it all the way.
No, it's not yet. It's going like halfway.
Okay, good.
We'll go back down a little bit.
Yes. No, it's not hi-hat. There we need a hi-hat at that point. Maybe drop
one?
On the kick.
There's so many.
Not to open, and maybe and not to open and maybe drop out. That's good. Yes. And and drop out a kick drum.
So unique.
Wow.
That clap kind of sticks out too much there, doesn't it?
Do you know what I would do? This is
Fill?
No, yeah, a reverse clap.
Oh, well then, all right, we have to bounce the audio there, but that's the easiest way to do it, right?
Yeah.
If I mean, I can freeze the whole thing.
Or just add a clap. Whatever, just something to. The easiest thing to do in this instance would be to add a reverb onto the clap.
Oh, there's also that. But what
I do this. I do this a lot in my productions. It might not be the most original way, but it's smooth and it sounds good.
Well, what I just did was froze the track, so it made it bounced an audio file, and then copied the frozen audio onto a new audio track, and now I'm gonna unfreeze. Right, so now that MIDI track is back, and then I have this little guy that I can reverse. Let's see if it works. Where did they move the darn reverse button to? There it is. It doesn't say reverse anymore. It just and it's reversed. Where did it go?
No, right placement.
Yeah, except. Oh, that sounds good.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Good suggestion. All right, the bass is, the filter's going down. It's going the wrong direction.
Hyatt. Another one.
Right there? Right when you said it?
Just,
41.
Yes. I can't.
Another
I can't
one,
see
or there's a couple. There's the fast ones, and then there's the open. I don't know.
The open.
Which it says right. Just ignore that. I named the wrong clip.
John.
Yeah.
Open the. This is good, but also the close. Put on the close at the same time.
Same time? Both of them?
Yeah, because it gives a really good rhythm, I think. No?
It's good.
Yes. Now drop the filter.
Really?
Yeah, man. I mean, like
suddenly, or because that's a funny place to do it. All right, let's listen to it from here.
What? Okay.
So at 49? You don't think it's too soon?
Yes. Nope. And then we add in something else. The key thing. No. Listen to me. Because we don't have many elements in this track.
You have to keep it changing a lot.
Yes, we need to stay dynamic, and one way of doing that is by changing the filter the whole time.
Right.
You know, if you would have 20, 30 different parts, which I never do, and I personally don't like making tracks like that, then you can just add many things. But I prefer changing things, going up and down, and you know what? It works. It's like the energy is just peaking, and everybody's just getting into it, and then it drops. It's cool. It's something, you know, because you know it's going to come back, and it will. So
that said, I agree with all of that. The timing is crucial.
Yes, correct.
If you're going to make a sudden change, it can't happen at the wrong moment. So what I just did, he made that suggestion to suddenly take the filter down. I'm going to also suddenly take the kick drum out and see if that contrast works. And then we can, when the kick drum comes back and the filter comes back up, it's going to feel more powerful than it did. So, all right, let's see. I would even maybe do that. Yep.
Awesome. and there we put one stab. Let's put one stab at the end of that.
Leave the rides or not.
Take the rides out.
Okay. Where does the stab go?
At the very end of that break, if you call it break. You know.
Well, okay, so that means I think that the timing of it is going to be different than we originally planned.
Yeah, let's see what.
It's funny.
No, it's not good.
See, I kind of saw that coming. Like, that doesn't look like it's in the right place. It's also not big enough to be one by itself somehow.
So let's put it a little bit to the right, towards the end of the break, in a better placement, and maybe put a bigger reverb on it.
All right. What if we start it here and filter it down, and then build it up, and then the last one has a big whoosher reverb on it, and then it goes away?
You want to have several stabs.
But look, hear me out.
Yeah. No, I'm.
So I could do it in the synth, but it's faster if I use the filter. I'm sorry, the auto filter or EQ. We'll just do the auto filter.
By the way, we're going to finish this track today.
See what I'm getting at?
That's good. Yeah,
and then it's going. That's only going to be in the part where the rides come in, and then it stops.
I did not envision us doing this at all, but I'm fine with that. As long as the filter is open or that one. Yeah. Let's see. That's good.
Kind of missed the chord now.
No, I think what it needs is more feedback on the delay on the very last chord. You know, it needs to blend in longer, and that'll do it.
All right, lead automation. Which one of these is? Right. So the reverb that we picked before is pretty dark and not that long. So maybe we need a different reverb that's really spacey and long.
Okay.
And I
Let's
can
do that.
The ones that I have in the return here, I'm not even sure if we're using them all. I'm just going to leave those. And we're almost down to the wire. It's 1:55. We're just wrapping up. Let's do this one last move, and then we'll wrap things up. But let's see how fast I can get this sounding cool. I'm going to use the regular.
Yeah, let's finish this small thing, and then we can talk a few more minutes. So, but I think the people get the idea how we collaborate.
People, do you get the idea? All right, come on now. Getting there. Bigger,
and
brighter.
Also longer delay. Ooh.
All right. That's probably good enough for now, no? So let's
see.
Drop in that little bit of automation.
And let's see. Question.
Yes.
Can you try filtering the main hook down?
We're getting caught up in details. All right, hold that thought. It is almost 2:00. We're gonna remember that. I like that idea.
We'll do that later. Yes.
We're getting into the nitty gritty here.
Yeah, not nitty gritty. It's about keeping it dynamic, right? It's like otherwise, these tracks, if you don't arrange them properly, they get boring really fast. You know, it's like it's really important to have things come and go up and down the entire time when you have very few elements.
I agree. I definitely, if it's really loopy like this, the sounds have to evolve, and that's what really makes it work.
Exactly.
And all right, let's look back at the chat. Actually, we must congratulate our winner today. Congratulations to Martin Gabriels. You are the winner of an Arturia Effects plugin of your choice. We'll be getting in touch with you about that. So, again, congratulations all around there. And Thanks to everybody who joined in today. Great active chat, lots of good questions. Really happy to have you all here. Really glad to have Christian Smith back for the stream. And of course, we're going to do this again. And as I mentioned earlier, like we were kind of talking a bit about collaboration and how we approach it and, what we're doing with this track. And there's going to be a collaboration workshop as part of the 343 Studios beta in October, and hopefully schedules lining up correctly. Christian will be dropping in there as well, and we'll have some fun ideas for the students to try out in that workshop. So once again, thanks Christian for being here. Really great, really fun, and we have this track is going in the right direction. We're definitely finishing this one.
I think so too. Yes.
Cool. All right, everybody. That's it for now. Thanks again. Come back on Monday, and we'll have a whole new week for you of new content. And that's it for now. Adios.
Bye-bye.